Check, check, check. Zach.
I think you just muted yourself.
We're live.
Yeah, we should be live now. Hopefully.
Awesome. So we are live here with Project Purple Sports. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are at the top of the third inning. Looks like 2-0 Seymour Lady Wildcats taking on rival Oxford High School. So apologize for the technical difficulties. This is what happens when you run a live broadcast of sports outside and you have to deal with the elements. So we're up here at Seymour High School on a beautiful night, and there's a lot of fans here for both sides. So Seymour's gotten out to a 2-0 lead. It's 1-2-3 inning here as they go into the bottom of the ninth, and we'll give some updates here as we get going into the game. So apologize again for the technical difficulties, but we are live here finally up here at the Seymour High School for Oxford Lady Wildcats. Excuse me, they're not the Wildcats. But Oxford High School versus Seymour High School women's softball rivalry game. The Wolverines of Oxford taking on the Seymour Wildcats. So, welcome to our live stream again. Apologize for the delay here. We've had some technical difficulties that have been out of our control with regards to the.
Yeah, we should be good. Alright, so sorry about that, guys. We're here.
Zach Gerstner, we're back in the
Yeah,
house. We're here with Seymour softball. My name
yes.
Tino Varelli,
I'm Zach.
Project Purple.
I'm Zach Gerstner. It's been a little bit rough. I know we flashed this over here. You have the 12-2 Seymour Wildcats taking on 10-3 Oxford Wolverines, and what is a battle of 2 versus 4 here.
And
And
so, Zach, we're back to the top of the order here for Seymour. We've got Peyton McDonald batting here at the bottom. McDaniel, excuse me, uh, batting here to start the bottom of the third inning. So Seymour 2-0, bottom of the third, against rival Oxford Wolverines. The Wildcats versus the Wolverines. Sounds like a movie.
yeah, it does. And when we get a chance here, we'll flash the starting batting lineup and defensive lineup for those who are just joining us here. We're a little bit delayed. The internet didn't want to work and something I got to deal with, but we're just happy to be up and live here to get 4 innings at least.
Yeah, beautiful night here in Seymour. We've got fans out in the outfield. This is our first time, kind of exciting for us here at Project Purple to be live streaming, I should say, women's softball here. So excited. Seymour's got a long tradition of state championships, NBL championships, streaks of not losing any games. So super excited to be up here, be able to broadcast to the local community and people afar, hopefully tuning in and watching the game. Seymour taking on Oxford.
And there's a rope right up the gap. Gets under the glove of the right fielder. And she's going for third here. Get down, slide. Stand up triple for Peyton McDaniel here. Bottom of the third.
First batter up. So Zach, is that an error there on the right fielder here? I go to my expert in the booth there.
It'll be probably ruled as at least a single or a double, and then an error on the right fielder. So I wouldn't. We'll consider it a triple though. Looks better on her stat sheet.
So Seymour with a runner on third, no outs here, and
Oh, that'll get right over the bag.
stand-up double from Maggie Sudamick, number 13, Second batter in the lineup here, line drive right down the third base line, and Seymour goes up 3-0 here, bottom of the third. No outs. Next up for Seymour, the number three hitter, Juliana Rauchi. She's got a runner on second. The runner goes, but goes about halfway, comes back. Maggie Sudamick with a RBI double, stand-up double to bring in Peyton McDaniel, who got on the with a first at bat triple. So pass ball, steal for Maggie Sudamick down to third. Looks like there are two strikes. It's kind of hard, unfortunately, where we are from a vantage point to kind of determine um, balls and strikes here, folks. So we're just kind of gonna go with the scoreboard in right field here. Runners going to home, and she is gonna be safe. Looks like the ball came out. Uh, Late call by the ups. I don't know. I didn't see it. So 4-0 Seymour here. Some costly errors for the Wolverines here in this inning. Line drive to third, and then Maggie Sudamick with a steal to third, and then a steal home. So two steals off a stand-up double to make it a 4-0 Seymour lead here going into the bottom of the third. No outs. Count is 2-2 here for Rauchi. No runners on. Seymour up 4-0. That looks like ball three there. Outside in the dirt past the catcher. So full count for Rauchi here. No runners on. No outs here. Bottom of the third for Seymour. Wow. Strike three looking for Rauchi. Gets Oxford their first out of the inning here. Um, Next up for Seymour, Mia Cunningham, number 22, number four batter in the order. She takes a first ball low.
And for those watching, sorry, we had some more issues with our cameras. It should be fixed now, hopefully. Good thing Dino was doing play-by-play at least.
Another ball low for Cunningham. Two balls, no strikes, one out here. Oxford trying to limit the damage here. That Seymour's put two runs here in the bottom of the third. One off a stand-up double by Sudanik. She brought in Peyton McDaniel, who's had a triple to lead off the inning. Looks like a strike there. 3-1 to Cunningham. One out. Seymour up 4-0 on the Oxford Wolverines. Hard hit to the shortstop.
It'll be 2 outs for.
2 outs.
Yeah.
So number five batter coming up to the plate for Seymour, Kylie Testone in the five spot. Number six. 2 outs for Oxford here, or 2 outs I should say for Seymour. So Oxford gave up two quick runs, but been able to get 2 outs here to kind of limit the run opportunity here for Seymour. Looks like high ball one. So again, apologize for the technical difficulties, and also from our vantage point, we're kind of at trying to give the viewers here kind of a full view of the field here. So we're not as close to the home plate to determine balls and strikes. So we're determining on the scoreboard. Thank you to the scoreboard operator here at Seymour. That's ball
Yeah.
two.
Better than French Memorial Park.
So a beautiful night here at Seymour High School. The lights are on. Hard
That's
hit up
gonna
the
get.
middle.
Oh, it's a nice play by the second baseman
Great
there.
stop by the second baseman, 34. Lindsay Buzanaskis for Oxford making the stop to end the inning. Oxford only gives up two. Seymour 4-0 as we go to the top of the fourth. So Thank you for tuning in. What is Project Purple? We're a Connecticut-based nonprofit charity based here in Seymour, Connecticut. We've been streaming Seymour sports over the last 6 months. We started with boys basketball. We started our spring season with the boys baseball just this week, and we're excited to be here at Seymour High School for first game ever for us for Seymour softball. And as we said, Seymour softball's got quite a tradition, Zach, not only state championships, but MVL championships, win streaks. So kind of exciting to be up here. I know we apologize for the technical difficulties. It's a little bit different broadcasting live outside when you're dealing with Wi-Fi, 5G, and everything
Yeah,
else that
yeah.
goes into that versus when we're
Very,
inside a gym.
very, very difficult. It was a little bit frustrating, but we're glad we're back. And honestly, speaking back to your point of Seymour's tradition, we saw some of the day. They had a win streak of 05 to 07 of 78 consecutive games, which, if for those at home, that's very, very impressive and very hard to
Yeah,
do when 78 straight times, especially in a seven-inning game like it
yeah,
is for
absolutely.
softball.
And just to tee this up, I know we've got Seymour up 4-0. It looks like the umpires are heading out to the outfield to talk to
Oh
the
yeah,
student section. Maybe there was some razzing going on, but on the mound for Seymour is Skylar Barton. She's 9-1 this season. But both teams come in here on pretty hot streak. Seymour 12-2 in the Naugatuck Valley League, and Oxford 10-3. Seymour sitting in the two spot, just behind Watertown at 14-2, and Woodland is in the three spot at 9-2, and then Oxford is in the four spot at 10-3, followed by St. Paul at 10-4, and then you've got Holy Cross in the sixth spot at 9-4. So top six teams in the league. Really, really solid league for in terms of softball this year. And if we look at the state rankings as well, because this game will determine some state rankings here. It looks like the umpires are moving the fans out of right field. I don't know if the kids were saying something, but there was like a large group of kids that quickly dispersed very quickly. Class M softball state rankings as of this morning. Seymour sits in the four spot at 12-2, and Oxford not far behind in the nine spot at 10-3. So this is kind of a critical game in terms of seeding, not only for the NVLs but also for state seeding, Zach. So still a lot of softball to play, as they say here for the season. Both teams have plenty of games coming up, and in the state of Connecticut, the league tournaments do not count for state rankings, just the regular season games. So looks like there's some sort of discussion going on with the umpires and the
yeah. It
Seymour
was
staff and
about
Oxford staff about the fans, and
yeah.
it's unfortunate. I mean, again, this is a rivalry game here in Connecticut. You've got two rival programs. Oxford's really been on the rise. We've mentioned Seymour's dominance. They're back at it last year and this year. Both teams very young, Zach. Um, in terms of years here, and it looks like we're going to get started here at the top of the fourth. Batting for Oxford is going to be Madison DeSanti, a sophomore. Mound, as we mentioned, for Seymour is Skylar Barton. She's a junior, so relatively young squads here for both teams. I know Seymour plays a couple of freshmen and sophomore as well. To be exact, Seymour's only got one senior on their roster. Oxford's got five, but again, they play a lot of younger kids here.
Missed again. Oh, actually, wow, delayed strike call. I guess
Yeah.
that's the thing
Well,
in
yeah, these delayed strike
high
calls by
school.
the ump. So 1-1 is the pitch count to Madison DeSombre. She's had a great season. I know she was like player of the game the last game for Oxford. They won big.
Good play there by the third baseman.
Juliana Rauchi with a nice pickup to the first baseman makes the first out here for Seymour. So Zach, if you look at Seymour's roster, um, again, one senior and Gianna Marcinik, who bats eighth in the lineup. Sienna Lucas here for Oxford. Again, another underclassman junior here. Gets under it. That looks like center fielder for Seymour grabbed it. Looks like that might have dropped there, but she came in on that pretty quick. Center fielder for Seymour. So 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Seymour holding to a 4-0 lead. Next up for Oxford, Isabella Constantini, number 19. Again, another junior, Zach. So we've had 3 juniors here at bat, 2 juniors and a sophomore for Oxford, just to show you kind of that youth that we talked about a little while ago for both of these teams.
Yeah, I will say I really don't have a good vantage point from where I'm sitting, but it's like you really can't see what's going on, but I can see when it's in play, and that's pretty much about it right now.
Strike 2 here for Barton on Constantini here. She's got an advantage here. 0-2 of the count. Zach, we also have fans all around us.
Yeah, it's
This is ball 1 there for Constantini. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Balls in the dirt. So a little bit interesting here with softball. So the infield, as we can see, they all wear those protective face masks. Uh, I think that's more of like a safety issue for um, for the team. Foul ball there.
yeah,
Constant.
it's because it's 40 by 60 bases, which is a lot smaller than the high school game we just did the other day. So the ball comes at you fast, especially if you're
Yeah,
a pitcher. You're only pitching from I think like I don't know the exact dimension, so don't quote me on it, but probably like I think 30 feet away, if anything,
yeah.
maybe a little bit closer. So it comes back at you fast.
Foul ball again. Constantini really working the count here for Oxford. Beautiful night here at Seymour as the sun goes down over the right field area here. The lights are starting to, take advantage here. They've got lights here on the field, which will be awesome. Down the third base line, bobbled. Looks like Constantini's going to get on base there. So Zach, I don't know, is that a E on 24
Yeah,
or in the
that'll
dirt?
be an error on
Or do we go back to New York for a replay on that to see?
it was in the glove. That's rule of thumb. That'll be an error there for Juliana Rauchi at third base. It was a hard hit ball though. She's on the hot corner. She kept it in front of her, still had a chance to make a play there. It almost did. Almost got the runner out with a strong throw there.
So Oxford up to bat, number 8, Kaylee Goldstein, who's a freshman. So we've seen sophomore, junior, freshman here for the 4 batters here at the top of the fourth. So again, talking about that youth movement that we talked about, both teams got plenty of young players that play a lot of softball here. Dribbled down. That looks like, is that out? That was
Foul
foul.
ball.
Foul
Yeah.
ball. Yeah. So runner on first, Constantini on first for Oxford. Goldstein at the plate for Oxford, trying to get on the board here. 2 outs, though, 2 strikes to Goldstein with a runner on first. Top of the fourth, Seymour with a 4-0 lead. Barton wheels. That looks like that's low for ball 1. Barton coming in 9-1 for Seymour here. Stellar record. She's pretty tall too, Zach. So, like, talk about, wow.
That'll be roped under the third baseman's glove, and there'll be 2 on here for Oxford. Top 4, little 2-out rally going.
Yeah. So I was saying, Barton's got some height on her, and we saw that in the baseball game with the pitcher from Ansonia. Height matter, and really can, and as your point, the field being a lot shorter, smaller, right? That ball kind of really comes off that hand really fast. So Scarlett Formato, another junior here, number 15 for Oxford. Let's see if she can make something happen. Hard
Play.
hit.
What a play there.
Gets the foresight. Great job by the shortstop, number 3, Taylor Garano. gets the third for the out. Looks like the Oxford third base coach is going to talk to the
Oh,
officials here, the umpires.
she didn't beat it out there. Come on, you just
That was a force out at third. So great play by Taylor Garano to get Oxford out there at third base on the force. So, talk a little bit, Zach, as we're in between innings about our sponsor here tonight. So, DBAT of Trumbull. Thank you to DBAT of Trumbull, our sponsor, for supporting us for the player of the
shoot.
game here
Oh, it didn't freeze.
for baseball and softball this year here at Seymour. So, DBAT of Trumbull, thank you for your support. Indoor training facility for all your indoor training needs, high school, grammar school, elementary. If you're looking for an indoor facility, DBAT's the place to go. So we're excited to be partnering with DBAT for their baseball season here to sponsor our player of the games for both Seymour softball and Seymour baseball. So thank you to DBAT for allowing us the opportunity to kind of sponsor our student athletes that we have here during our baseball and softball season. So talk a little bit about Project Purple, and we are a nonprofit organization, as I said, based here in Seymour, Connecticut. Um, when you donate to Project Purple, you make an impact in the lives of patients across the country. Your contributions will help support pancreatic cancer research and patients in need. Our services include financial assistance and treatment expenses, emotional support, educational events, and research grants. Not only will your donation help others, but it also may be tax deductible. To learn more, visit our website at projectpurple.org. Together, we can't create a world without pancreatic cancer. Up for Seymour here, uh, lefty to lead off the bottom of the fourth. I apologize. Let me just get a number here. So Sophia Hines in the sixth spot. Seymour 4-0 up at the bottom of the fourth. Oxford had two runners on and weren't able to make anything happen in that top of the fourth inning. Seymour was able to get out of it after some great defense by the shortstop. Hard swing by Hines. Looks like it's going to be two balls and one strike. First batter here, top of the bottom of the fourth here for Seymour. So Zach, temperatures dropped a little bit.
Yeah,
A
just
little bit different than our baseball game. We were in the sun. It was warm, a
hot in
little
the
bit chilly.
beginning.
Yeah.
I just actually put a sweatshirt on. It's starting to get cold over here.
So count goes to 3-1 here. Hit down third baseline in the gap.
It's good hitting right there. Just take it where it's pitched, throws it outside, take it right into left field there as a lefty batter.
So Sophia Hines gets on first. Shea Webb, senior for Oxford, is our pitcher here. Next up for Seymour is Taylor Garano, number 3, who had that put out there in the end of the top of the fourth inning to third base that I guess was argued by the third base coach. But let's see here if Seymour can either add to their lead here or if Oxford can put a stop to this.
Rope
Hard hit.
down.
Very similar. I don't know. Maybe the shortstop should move over a little, Zach. It's the last two plays have been right in between the shortstop and the third baseman.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, I think the shortstop's telling the third baseman that she needs to move over a bit and stop hugging the bag
yeah.
because she's got so much ground to cover over there at shortstop.
Next up for Seymour is number 2, Gianna Marcinik. I think I said that right. Apologize if I butchered your last name, but looks like she's gonna bunt. Goes out for strike 1. So Seymour, no outs, runner on first and second, both on hard hit singles, right in between the shortstop and third baseman. So let's see if Seymour can add to this lead. Looks like they're going to go for the ball off the bat as she tried to pull it back. High ball, but
That
that's going to be strike 2.
Yeah, and that kind of rules the bunt irrelevant because 2 strikes here. Any bunt that's even foul will
Is an
have her be
automatic
out.
out.
Yep.
So Zach's got the disadvantage of the angles here. We've got one angle pretty good. Swing down the third base line. She's got the easy out at third. which she bobbled the ball, number 20 there, third baseman for Oxford, uh, which is not even listed on the roster, so I'm not sure who she is. Apologize for that. But she bobbled it, but did get it back and got the easy out at first. So one out, runner still on first and third, and up to bat is Ava Chernak, number 11.
Gets a
Again,
hold of that one.
right through the same spot, Zach. That has been the hot corner. Ball gets past the third baseman. They send the runner home. Wow. Kind of mental error there on Oxford. A couple mental errors here. I know we weren't broadcasting earlier, but a couple pass balls to bring some runners home. So Seymour goes up 5-0 here, bottom of the fourth on a single, which ended up bringing that runner Chernak to second base, and Tyler Garano scored from third. So back up to the top of the order, Peyton McDaniel, number 4, one out, runners on second and third. Seymour looking to extend this lead, 5-0 here at the bottom of the fourth. Hit up to the shortstop. They send the runner home.
Oh, they got her.
They got her.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a great
Double
play.
play. Wow. Great play. Great play by Oxford there.
Well,
So
they will score the run there unless they can take that back.
so Seymour scores. Lead is now 6-0. Zach, so we mentioned as we were saying that pass ball there, Seymour made that first run and then they just scored here on that second play. But Oxford hasn't played, I guess you would say, like the best of fielding the ball. We've seen kind of the ball kind of go past players. Couple of, I guess, I don't know if you would say mental mistakes, but some of those mistakes which have, I mean, I know I guess they're not unearned runs, but I guess maybe they are. But we've had some of these errors in the field that have caused Seymour to score a couple runs. We saw that early when the game started. We weren't live, but that was kind of the issue there. So we're seeing that again here, bottom of the fourth here, as Seymour makes tacks on 2 runs here, and on just kind of errors, fielding errors by Oxford.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, you see Seymour's played a pretty clean game so far. Not many errors, giving any of Oxford any chance or any free gifts. But Oxford's
Yeah.
been giving Seymour some free gifts here with a couple of runs. I mean, I think there's been 2 or 3 scored off errors. It would still be 4-0 Seymour, but 4-0 is more manageable than 6-0, especially in the top of the fifth inning here, as
Correct.
Seymour looks to close it out. And
So Skylar Barton will pitch to the pitcher for Oxford, Shea Webb. The lone looks like the lone senior who plays quite a bit. She went for the bunt. That's a first strike one. Ball does get past the catcher. So Zach, a little bit different field here with baseball. Baseball, they got a long backdrop. When that ball gets past the catcher, it really goes pretty far. Here, you've got a backstop maybe 10 feet behind the catcher, I would say, if that. Down the third base line, shortstop there. Wow, good pickup there by Garano, helping out the third baseman, but the runner is safe. So Oxford gets to first base, first runner.
yeah, it was a bit slow there. I mean, kind of at a disadvantage for the shortstop. Uh, Rauchi would have needed to make a heck of a play there at third base to even have a chance at the runner, because Webb was moving down first baseline pretty fast there. But props to shortstop
Garano.
Taylor Garano, because she kept a potential double on that slow rolling into the outfield. She might have been on her way to second base.
Yeah. So next up for Oxford, another senior, Lindsay, and I apologize for my grammar here, but Bunanakis. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Bunaskis.
I can't make pronounce that any
Bunaskis.
better.
She'll be batting here. She's got a runner on first, no outs, top of the fifth, and let's see here if Oxford can get some runs on the board here, or if the Seymour defense, which seems to be ironclad, can put a stop to them, as Oxford has had some runners on base, but they haven't been able to take advantage of that. Barton a wheel. low, ball one. Uh, Thought maybe the runner was going there, Zach, on first base. Shea Webb, who's the pitcher for Oxford, but
Yeah, it's a little bit weird in softball, like compared to baseball. You can't lead in high school until the ball is released from the pitcher's
right,
hand, which kind of it makes sense because the base path is smaller, but puts you at a disadvantage as a base runner,
correct.
especially if there's a fastball coming in,
Well,
20, 30 feet mound. It's gonna get there faster, make it harder to steal bags.
so that looks like ball three possibly here. Waiting for the scoreboard to update, but 2-0 to Lindsay here. Looks like ball two. We have seen a lot of pass balls here, Zach, which we've mentioned there is a close backstop. That's
Uh,
ball four. Yeah, that was ball three. Yeah, so a walk here for Barton. So runners on first and second here for Oxford. No outs. And up to bat is number 24, Samantha Cook, another senior. So three seniors in a row here for Oxford. A little bit different than what we saw in the last inning when they had some runners take advantage and get on base, but that stellar Seymour defense was able to keep them from scoring. So runners on first and second. Let's see how Barton handles his pressure here.
it'll be a
Looks like
bit
strike
tricky
one.
here. There's no outs either, which I mean, maybe honestly
See a
it'd be
triple
nice.
play here, Zach.
I mean, say I'll give you $100 if there's a triple play.
Barton wheels hit up the middle. It looks like they can get two. Did they get her? They got two.
Yeah,
They got two. Runner advances to third. So great play by the second baseman. Got the runner as they were coming through, and quick throw to first. So smart heads up defense there by Seymour, second baseman, number 11, Ava Shernock. She tagged the runner as the runner was coming through, and then able to get the ball to first base. So
yeah, that was a very heads-up play. I mean, if I was the runner going to second, I would have stopped. You know, just
try to, yeah. But to your point, this field, the field's not that big, so there's not a lot of room to kind of navigate like we saw in the baseball game where we saw a lot of the pickoffs and
yeah,
ball going all over the place. So up to bat for Oxford, number 20, which apologize, we don't have it listed on the roster sheet here, so apologize. Number 20 for Oxford, hard hit.
ropes one. Still got a play there. Got it.
Got
Wow.
it. So Seymour defense, number 3, Taylor Garano with another putout.
She's
So
been flashing the leather all game, Dino.
yeah, so she's had quite a impact on this game, Zach. Here in these last two innings, I mean, Oxford's been able to get runners on, but that shortstop has been kind of like a huge glove. Everything that's hit her way, she's able to field and get over to first base or to second base or third base to get a quick put out. So great job again. Seymour's defense has been the difference here in this game because
Yeah.
Oxford has gotten some runners on base. They just haven't been able to capitalize. And clearly, that last play with Taylor being able to really get that ball quickly over to first base.
She's been mobile at the shortstop position tonight for sure, Dino. And it does look like maybe Seymour is warming someone up in the bullpen over there. Can't
Over in right
tell,
field.
yeah, can't tell number yet, but looks like they do have someone getting loose. Maybe for I would assume the top of the six. Maybe they give Skylar Barton one more inning because she just got herself out of a jam. But once again, we don't know the pitch count rules and
Yeah.
whatever for softball. We know baseball, you can get 100 pitches, which seems like a lot for a high school arm, but you do have 4 days rest required. Don't know the same for softball, but I do know you can pitch more frequently in softball
Yeah.
because the motion is less straining on the arm.
So Maggie Sudamick up to bat, number 13, the number 2 hitter for Seymour here in their lineup. First ball, strike, foul ball to the third base line.
Ooh,
Hard swing,
there's
strike
some good
2.
off-speed stuff there from Oxford's pitcher.
So Oxford's same pitcher is still in, Shea Webb. Uh, Seymour holding on to a 6-0 lead, bottom of the fifth. Looks like that was strike 3
No, I think she
potentially. No,
just got a
she
piece
got
of
a
it.
piece of it. Big rivalry game here, two neighboring towns, Oxford and Seymour, not to mention that they are both pretty close in the standings, but also very close distance wise. So a
Yeah,
lot of people here at the game starting to cool off a bit
yeah,
here
getting
here
a
in
little bit
Connecticut.
chilly.
Might have to bring some hand warmers next time, Zach. Looks like the crowd that was in right field has now slowly dissipated to the left field. So see if we'll have another break in the game here with the umpires going out and talking to them. So 2-2 count to Maggie Sudamik here as she's working the count.
And getting loose for Seymour in the bullpen will be Leia Parkasowicz. Hopefully, I didn't butcher your name there, but
So it looks like strikeout there for Gray. Sudamik goes down on strikes. So next batter up is Juliana Rauchi, our third baseman, number 24. She's our three batter here for the lineup for Seymour. And Rauchi is a sophomore. So um, again, Seymour showing his strength in their youth program here. Sophomore,
that'll be
hit
rolling.
hard. Zach, I'm telling you, that third base between shortstop, we're in a great position here at Seymour because we're on the third base line, but like 90% of the hits have come through that gap.
Yeah, you would have expected to see a defensive adjustment from Oxford by now. I mean, maybe pushing the third baseman over a little bit, shortstop sliding in a bit over. There hasn't been much going up the middle.
Yeah.
Seymour's been early on most of their stuff and been just driving it down in between the gap between the third baseman and the shortstop, pretty much for I don't know how many hits they have, but I would say at least half of them.
So Mia Cunningham, who bats in the fourth spot, is a freshman, Zach. Off
Eh,
the see that'll drop, and they're gonna send her to third. So runners on first and third. Rauchi heads to third base on a little, I guess you'd call that like a little pop up into the outfield, shallow center
yeah, a
for
little blooper.
Cunningham.
And as soon as we were talking about everything getting hit between here, they go the other way. So
Yeah, yeah. Up next for Seymour is Kylie Testone, uh, Junior for Seymour. So again, youth movement. Runners on first and third. That ball's gonna
oh,
great catch. Too bad that's a fan and not a player, but Oxford fan with a great barehanded catch at the top of the bleachers there for Oxford. But again, a fan, not
get
a
them off the stands and into the game.
yeah. So one out, one strike for Kylie Testone with a runner on first and third here for Seymour. Runner goes to second. Throw is made. Gets by. Another error here on Oxford here. He tried to go for the runner for Cunningham running to second to steal, and the ball gets away from the shortstop in the ground, gets to center field. Rauchi will come home 7-0 Seymour. But Zach, another error by Oxford. I mean, they really have not done a good job of fielding the ball at all tonight.
Yeah, it's just been some small mental mistakes. I mean, I'm sure, it could be the weather, a little bit chilly now, but I mean, based off of what we've seen so far from Oxford, they're a 10-3 team that's playing like a 3-10 team tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely not showing the best of them, but I mean, we've had probably 7-0, and I think we've had 5 runs scored on just errors. I mean, this really should be a 2-0 game. Low ball in the dirt, so the count's 2-2 to Testone. So Zach, does Testone then pick up the RBI then? Who gets that RBI?
It would be to Stone. Stone would get the RBI because she's a batter in the box. Looking to
Hard
pick up
shot.
another one too.
Yeah. So Cunningham on third, one out here for Oxford. Let's see if they can limit the damage here by Seymour. But runner on third, Testone at the plate, 2-2, one out. Um,
Got it.
swings, strike three. So 2 outs. Webb gets out of a jam, I guess you would say, Zach. But again, you know, we would still have runners on first and third here. Looks like there's a coach coming to the mound. I don't know if there's going to be a pitching change. I haven't seen anyone warm up here, but
It looks like they're taking the ball from her.
or there's some
Maybe
sort of
not.
talking. Yeah. Well, Zach, while we're at it, we also want to thank another sponsor of ours here locally for our food sponsor, Zoe's Pizza. Thank you to Zoe's Pizza for all their support for the meal tonight for the staff here. We've got some great, delicious Zoe's Pizza. If you're ever in Seymour, make sure to visit Zoe's Pizza. They're great. They've been a big supporter of all Seymour sports here in Seymour, Connecticut. They've been a big supporter of what we've been doing here with Seymour Sports in terms of the streaming. They supported us during the basketball season for player a game, and now they're supporting us during the spring season with food.
And actually, while we got this quick break, let's talk about some of the upcoming games we have. We streamed baseball this Monday against Ansonia. They had actually an exciting game, won in extras on a walk-off, and obviously we're here now as Seymour takes on Oxford for softball, and we'll be back next Friday as Seymour takes on Wilby at home, and then we have boys baseball next Wednesday, May 15th for their senior night.
So up for Seymour, two outs. Uh, Strike one for Sophia Hines, number one batter. She bats in the sixth position. So looks like there was not a pitching change, but just maybe the coach kind of talking to the team there, just telling them to maybe calm down. And you still got 2 innings to play here, still two opportunities, and try to limit the damage, I guess, here, and just kind of try to make sure that you don't get mercy ruled here before the game's over.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it is a good point. It's 10 runs. If honestly, well, they're not going to do it here. There's no one on unless they go on some sort of hot streak,
Hot
2 out
streak,
rally
yeah.
here. But, oh,
High ball
uh,
past the catcher. Let's see, play at the plate. She's safe. So as we were talking about mercy rules here, so 8-0 now. Seymour. Uh, count is 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Hines. But Zach again, errors, right? Taking care of that ball, almost like turnovers in
I was about to
basketball,
say,
right?
same thing.
You got to really take care of the ball in baseball and softball and limit those errors. And that's another unearned run, I guess we would say. And that's what just we're saying. I don't know if that's the actual score. We're not the actual scorers here, but Oxford's really had its challenges with fielding the ball tonight.
Yeah, I mean, unearned and earned runs are very different. That would probably be an earned run and go on Webb's ERA there because it was a pass ball that she thrown. But it also depends on how the runner got on base, and that'll be a great play there by Webb to get Oxford out of that jam. But it's all subjective. I don't really understand it because if you're the pitcher, but there's an error.
Yeah, so I mean we're going into the top of the sixth here. Seymour 8, Oxford 0. But yeah, it's interesting, Zach. Let's throw up our schedule again here, Zach, so our audience at home knows. So we'll be back here next Friday. I know we were going through that, so we'll be back here next Friday, May 10th, for Wilby versus Seymour softball, and then May 15th, Wednesday, May 15th, Seymour boys baseball versus Pomperog. So we're excited again to be able to stream sports, high school sports for those area or for those that just unfortunately can't make the game. They may be stuck at work. Some of these games are early, 3:30, or tonight we're under the lights here at Seymour High School for 6:30. But we're excited to have this opportunity. Thank you to DBAT and Zoe's Pizza for supporting this effort. So a lot of fun.
Yeah, and actually to your point, I know the boys' game. I think it's 3:30 or 3:45, the 15th of May, and the girls' game will be at 4 o'clock next Friday, right here again at Seymour High School.
Yeah. So Seymour makes their lead, adds to their lead, 8-0 here, top of the sixth. Up to bat for Oxford, Madison DeSombre, sophomore. So let's see if Oxford can either put to this lead, take a dent into this lead, maybe get some momentum here. Dribbler to the third baseman, easy out. 1 out for for Seymour here, top of the sixth. So, Zach, we've got quite a crowd here. I know we've got a lot of families here from a lot of places. It looks like there's a couple other schools here, probably maybe doing some scouting. But because I think most of the schools play at 3:30, so this is a late night game. Not everyone has lights, so kind of a packed field here. A lot of people kind of interested in terms of what we're doing here, sitting here with headsets and a camera.
Yeah.
But we're trying to help out the community. Up to bat for Oxford, number one, Sienna Lucas, foul ball. The count's 1-1. Seymour up 8-0 here, top of the sixth. Oxford either trying to put a dent into this, or will the Seymour defense kind of put that iron shield that we've seen most of the game whenever Oxford's been able to get runners on base?
Yeah, and honestly, if they do hold them to no runs here, they got a chance to merge them as there's a great play there by the second baseman, Ava Chernak, and that'll be 2 outs. But as I was saying, is the way Seymour's been putting up runs and getting help from Oxford, they may be able to mercy them in the bottom of the sixth.
Yeah. So Seymour defense, I mean, this is our first time seeing both of these teams play. So up here for Oxford is Isabella Constantini, a junior. But as I was saying, Seymour defense, first time we've seen both these teams play, to me, has been very impressive is their infield. I mean, we have not seen a ball go out to the outfield often, but second base, shortstop have played a hell of a game here. Skylar Barton's pitched a great game. I mean, she's got into some jams, but kind of kept her composure here. Can tell by her record being 9-1 why she's 9-1. Two strikes here for Constantini, no balls, 2 outs. Let's see if she can either extend this inning or be 3-out. Hard hit up the middle.
Wow!
Wow. Wow.
Chernak flashing the leather again. It's been the middle infield here tonight.
Middle infield's been excellent.
Taylor Goriana and definitely said that wrong. Taylor Gorwana. You want to say
Taylor Garino.
Gar-
Garino.
and
Taylor
then
Garino and Ava Chernak have been
lights out.
stellar tonight for Seymour. So as we go into the bottom of the sixth inning here, Seymour winning 8-0. To your point, Zach, let's see here if Oxford can hold them or if there's a mercy rule. 10 runs here scored and game ends an inning early. So be interested to see what we see here. We've got some background noise, excuse me, from sound from the speakers. So quite a crowd here as the camera pans around. I know we don't go to behind us, but we've got quite the fan section here on the Seymour side. Again, long storied history of softball success here at Seymour. So quite a crowd here for this rivalry game as it gets colder and colder, Zach.
Yeah, let's get a space heater up here next time.
Hey, I have one of those that I could bring. So if we need it for the next game, well, I'll have to break it out for camping. I didn't think we needed a camping.
Yeah.
Marcy's got a blanket, so we could always use a blanket, wrap ourselves in the blanket. So up first here for Seymour, our shortstop here, Taylor Garino. So
She's had a nice night behind the plate. I think a couple of hits, so a couple of runs scored too. I think she had our first RBI, or maybe second or third RBI driven in. Although we weren't live and you guys didn't see it, but we were still here watching.
so she takes a hard hit down the third. Good play by number 20. Again, we don't have numbers here for number 20, but that's the first out for Seymour. Great job by the third baseman. So next up for Seymour, number 2 looks like Gianna, excuse me, Marciniskis. I just butchered that, Zach, but it's Marcininsky, I think is how you say it,
Yeah,
possibly.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it because I'll do the
Gianna.
same. But
Hard hit
wow,
back to the pitcher. Wow. Zach, to your point, that's probably why she's Shea Webb grabbing her chest. Umpire making sure she's okay, but that's probably why they wear those face protection, right?
Yeah, it's actually weird though. Is the middle infield for Oxford does not, which I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a preference. You probably have to wear it if you're on the corners, and the pitcher mount is definitely required. But I think you maybe get the option middle infield. At least that's what it looks like.
So 2 outs here, bottom of the sixth. Ava Chernock pops up. Wow, 1-2-3 inning. We haven't seen that all game, Zach.
Have not.
So Chernock pops out on the first pitch. Looks like we've got a dropped bank card here from someone. Some gentleman was nice enough to return it.
Yeah,
Thank
maybe
you.
we can put it up on the screen for those at home.
Don't want to do that. So Seymour's going to come out here, top of the seventh. Uh, Oxford's got three opportunities, Zach, to either make this happen or to extend this game. They
Yeah,
got a long road ahead of them. Uh, Seymour's interior defense has been absolutely stellar.
yeah.
So I don't know what do you think we'll see here? I mean,
Well, I mean, Oxford is 10-3 for a reason, so maybe they can look to get something going. It's going to start with the first batter, though, because if there's no momentum, it's going to be very difficult without getting a runner on here. I mean, you could take a walk, just work the count a bit, maybe try to frustrate Skylar Barton, who's looks like is going to finish the game. I mean, at least at this point, but she's been a key for Seymour here in shutting down the Oxford bats tonight, as well as the middle infield for Seymour, which has just been a brick wall.
so just to look ahead here, not to get too far ahead. I know we mentioned we'll be back here on 5:10 for Wilby, but Seymour after this game will move to what are we 13 and 2. So we'll talk about that here in a second. So number 8 for Oxford to third base.
Still, oh,
Did he get her or is she safe?
no, she got in there. I don't know. It was close,
Did he call
very
her out?
close. No, no,
Nope,
I don't
safe,
think so.
safe, safe. So number 8, Kaylee Goldstein leads off the inning with a hit.
That's
Next up, number 15, Scarlett Formato.
that's what you
Was
need if you're Oxford, though. You just need base runners, balls in play, make Seymour make a defensive play.
hard hit,
Oh,
double
oh,
play. Oh,
oh no.
no. Ooh. So field by Garano over to Chernak. I don't know. Our angle looks like, I don't know, maybe Chernak was too close to the bag, or I don't know,
Uh,
the throw was a little bit off the bag. She tried to get her at two at second base, but so runners on first and second. Is that an E? Is that an
yeah,
error?
that would be an error there. I mean, well, yeah, that would be an error, a throwing error on actually
Oh,
Gorano, if I'm gonna be honest, because normally you're supposed to lead your
yeah.
second baseman to the bag. You can't throw it behind her. You got to put it right on her so she has a shot to turn two there.
So Shea Webb, the pitcher for Oxford here, up to bat. No outs. Runners on second and first. Top of the seventh. Oxford down though, 8-0. So they've got to make it happen here. Little rally. Looks like they got the rally caps on in the Oxford dugout here, trying to make something happen as we head into 10 of 8 here in Connecticut. The skies begin to darken and these lights, Zach, kind of come into play. So I don't know. These kids aren't normally used to playing at night. Maybe this could be a factor. I don't know.
I think it would probably affect the outfield a little bit more on those fly balls, especially the left and right field, as the lights are right above them. Going up to track it
Yeah.
could lose in the lights a bit, and that's honestly could help Oxford out quite a bit right now if they get it up there.
So Webb strikes out for the first out here for Seymour. So Seymour, number 34, Lindsay Bulanaskis is up here for Oxford senior. So now Oxford goes into their seniors on the team that play. Looks like ball one here for Barton. Definitely a lot cooler without the sun, Zach.
Yeah, it's a
we,
little bit chilly.
we need that space heater.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Over to our turn the double. Got it.
Wow.
That's the game.
What a way to win that one there.
Wow. So Garano to Chernak to turn the double. So Zach, I think we've got our MVP here. So Seymour's gonna win 8-0, defeating rival Oxford. Great display of defense by the Seymour infielders. I mean, I think we saw like one ball go into the outfield, and
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't even right. Like I don't think the outfield did much. So, first time here up at Seymour High School for Seymour softball. Great showing by the young Seymour Wildcats. Zach, who's our MVP? Our D Bat of Trumbull MVP.
it'll be Taylor Guarano. I'm sorry if I'm butchering her name in the interview. I'll ask her to pronounce it for us. Um, but yeah, I think depending on if we can get her, we'll stay tuned to see
Yeah,
if we got an interview coming.
absolutely. Awesome. So thank you for watching. We hope to bring our MVP of the game, Taylor Garano, to the broadcast booth here and present her with her $50 gift card from DBAT Trumbull. And make sure to subscribe and follow us. Thank you to our sponsors, DBAT Trumbull, Zoe's Pizza. We've got our Charity Golf Classic coming up on June 3rd at Shorehaven Country Club, presented by Hartford Healthcare. So thank you to Hartford Healthcare for their support of our mission, and thank you to the Seymour community for allowing us the opportunity to stream these games. And congratulations to Seymour Lady Wildcats. Impressive 8-0 win against a tough Oxford team coming in, but hell of a defense by the Seymour Wildcats, Zach.
It was, and yeah, I gotta set up the camera right now for the interview. But
So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back for our Taylor Garano, our player of the game. Check, check, check,
that's
check, check.
wait a minute, I don't know if that would work. Oh, see, I didn't have that right in. All right, you want to see if that works?
Check, 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 check.
Is it muted?
I don't know. What's mute? Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. It just froze, whatever you did. Mine's on the left, right? Yeah, it doesn't look like it works. Check, 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 check. Yeah, I can hear that. So we might have to do it.
Yeah, just don't have her put it on, but have her hold it. Alright, we're done. Oh, the camera. Oh yeah.
What's up, Taylor? How do you pronounce your last name? Garino. Okay, I had it right.
Butchering, I'll give
That's
you a
sorry.
heads up.
So this
So,
is for you. That's a $50 gift card to DBAT in Trumbull.
and then if you just wanna, are you still live?
Yeah, that's the
You
one.
can just hold it. And speaking of that, I've been having some issues, but you should be live now, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you just hold it like that, like the
Okay.
microphone. So we're here with DBAT player of the game, Taylor Garano.
Garino, yeah.
Garino. Okay, sorry about that, Taylor.
It's okay.
So Taylor, stellar game here at shortstop.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about. I mean, this is a little bit of a rivalry game here tonight.
Yeah, big game.
You guys got out early on them. They got some runners on base, but then this interior defense for Seymour softball was stellar tonight. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, me and Ava worked well together in the middle. We communicated. We all played well. You know, it was a good game.
Were you guys pretty pumped up for this game?
Yeah, it was a big game.
Yeah, so if you look at the standings, this kind of puts you guys a little bit of ahead here in the NVL, and there's not a lot of baseball, or I should say softball, excuse me, left here. And also for state rankings, this is
Mhm.
pretty important game. So what did Coach say to you guys before the game?
He just told us play our best, keep going, and just try our best. We got it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for coming over. Congratulations on the
Thank
game.
you.
Great playing at shortstop.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So our DBAT player of the game, Taylor Garano. Thank you to Seymour High School Athletics for allowing us the opportunity to uh, to be here. We'll be back here next Friday, May 10th, as the Seymour Lady Wildcats take on Wilby High School. That's going to be a 4 o'clock start. Make sure to subscribe to the Project Purple Sports channel. Thank you for tuning in, and from Seymour, we're out.